Welcome to Life with AI, Unlocking Your Third Brain. In these short episode series, we'll unravel the profound ways AI is reshaping our lives. Dive in with me as we uncover tools and insights that empower you to elevate your health, intellect, and help you work with maximum efficiency. I'm your host, Richard Fala. OpenAI finally released their GPT Store, which means you and I can now go and build our own custom GPT apps, launch them in the store, so millions of users can actually benefit from it. In today's episode, I'm going to show you what that release entails. I'll recap a little bit how you can build your own GPT and how to potentially benefit from this in the future. But before I do that, I would love to invite you to join our beta release for an awesome product that we're launching called OpenBuild.ai. It's going to be a drag and drop AI studio that lets you create AI-powered assistants and bots in just minutes and launch them on your website, on your social media channels, and as well as your favorite messenger. OpenAI introduced the GPT Store, and it's not probably available to everybody yet, as they normally do is slowly roll these features out country by country and user type by user type. But to summarize the release, they have now a new section, which I'll show you in a second, where you can find all the GPTs and search them. They announced they will have a trending section and a featured section for these GPTs. What you need to do, include in your own store as well, like verifying your domain. And they haven't really mentioned much about how you can monetize it, which is probably what most of these builders are expecting. You know, how to make money, how to invest time to build these, make them valuable, and then generate revenue from it. I haven't quite figured it out. Is it going to be a revenue share? Is it going to be a charge per transaction? Or is it going to be when used in API and being paid through tokens? That will probably come later. But overall, the release looks like this. So if you have ChatGPT, you're probably going to have a new section called Explore GPTs. Now prior, this showed me only my own GPTs and some general ones. But now they opened up these top categories. And note these top categories because when you're creating your own, as you see on the top right, you're going to choose one of these to classify your own GPT. So these are some of the ones, like the featured one versus the trending. I'm going to look for one that I actually put together called gluten-free checker. You can see it right here. So I want you to note on the drop down, gluten-free checker by Richard Fala. And the naming here is just a personal website, which in a way provides some sort of an SEO and visibility to my own website. So if you're thinking from a branding perspective, you might want to link back to your own pages, assets, profiles, etc. This shows you how many times it's been used. Every GPT that you use have an ability for you to share them with others, so some can get more visibility and more, I would say, usage if you are in forums and you drop in the link for your GPT. So there's a way for you to copy the link for a GPT, and let's say you're browsing a forum or a Reddit, you drop in this in a gluten-free thread, and you can drive some traffic to your GPT. And I say this because ultimately, just like everything else, all these featured and trending stuff will probably be around how many people are using it. So that's really important. So to break down each card here and the results, you're going to have the name, a brief description, and who it was built by. So there's over 3 million custom GPT versions. Now, honestly, I don't know how many of these are going to be helpful. And I know, for example, if you just type in the word resume, let's say, you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of very similar GPTs that do pretty much the same thing, but worded differently. AI assistant for resume covers, automated career profile analyst and resume tailor, interview wizard, resume writer. So you'll see there's a lot of redundancy, and the ones that are going to be providing the most value will be the ones that you can connect your own APIs or you can provide your own value docs. Also on the top right, I see my GPTs. If I click on it, it's going to display everything that I have built in the past, what's only private to me, what's being used by others. Okay, so you can see the visibility and how many chats were initiated. And I just built a few as a test before when they first released them. So let's build one together. On the top right, I'm going to create new. And the prompt is simply going to ask me to give it a name. So I'm going to create one that relies on a research document that we did, which is called 2024 Marketing Trends. And you'll just follow the prompt. It's going to pretty much guide you in a dummy-proof way. Now it's suggesting a name, Trend Tracker for 2024, but I want to be very specific. This is marketing trends. So I will say include marketing. And now it's generating profile picture, which is the avatar that you see here, or that little kind of GPT profile photo. So here you see the name, a brief description, which shows up in the search. Now to add value, I need to go to configure, go to my knowledge base, and choose the file, ideally PowerPoint or PDF. You can check the description here if you like it. Now it's asking me for the tone of response. So I'm gonna just say friendly and funny. I don't know, for some reason I lost the GPT icon on here. There's probably millions of people trying to do this at the same time, so expect some issues and bugs here and there. So I just followed the prompt with a bunch of questions. Very simple. Answers could be yes, no, or a little bit more character. And on the top right now, I will go ahead and set it to be available for everyone. I'll put it in the education category and I will confirm. And that's it. I can look it up. Marketing Maven. Let's see if I can find it here. There you go. So it's already out instantly. You can search for it and find it. The difference between some of these might be that I'm using my own docs versus others. They might be just relying on the native ChatGPT answers. They're not coming from the document itself. And this is the GPTs, in my opinion, that will probably be getting the most tractions are the ones that are either relying on proprietary information, like research documents, books, or they are connecting to external APIs or personal APIs in your companies to provide value. And they give you some examples like pet store, weather, and so on. This is a little bit more advanced if you are a programmer. It's not hard to learn, by the way, but it requires some skills, and you can add authentication to make it secure. So this is it, guys. The GPT store is quite straightforward and simple. The main takeaway from this, if you're thinking about building your own, one, think about providing more value than just the native and intuitive sort of question and answer that's available already in ChatGPT. Two, try to use it as potentially a traffic driver back to your website, to your profiles, and to build that reputation in the store. When it comes to the monetization in the future, nobody knows how that's going to look like, but I believe the more you can get people to use your apps by sharing the direct link to your GPT in third-party channels in your own communities, I think you're going to see a little bit more traction and definitely more monetization once that opens. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this content, I would love for you to engage and give me your feedback so I understand how this is resonating with you and if it's being helpful. I thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the upcoming episode.